Hello beautiful people, welcome to Altcoin Daily with Bitcoin Gorilla. Well, I am back today to talk about COTI. Now, if you don't know, COTI is one of the world's first blockchain protocols that is optimized for decentralized payment and is designed to be used by merchants, government, and payment deep apps and stablecoin issuers. So this is the first of its kind. You see, it markets itself as the first enterprise-grade fintech platform that empowers organizations to build their own payment world solution, as well as digitize any cryptocurrency to save time, or any currency to save time and money. So in today we're going to look deeper into the price of COTI. So this chart you're seeing is the chart of COTI on the weekly chart. So you can see that the last time COTI went up, you see COTI made it above the all-time high, but unfortunately the same COTI token has returned almost to the close to the last point where it left from. So the point is, are we going to dump more, or are we going to see an upside? And if we're going to see an upside, what is the possible target we should be looking at? So I am Bitcoin Gorilla, and I will tell you to stick by, because this is going to be pure price action, no indicator. So I'm going to be drawing the chart from scratch and I'll be explaining it. So this time you're going to have to sit by and watch it as I draw the chart, and you will watch me as I go from multiple time frame. We're going to look at the monthly chart, the weekly chart, the daily chart, and 4 hours. The reason is, with multiple time frame we get stronger support and resistance that can last better and give us better much target, right? So on a lower time frame, the support and resistance are quite very weak. This is why we have to be looking at higher time frame. So if you're someone who is investing into COTI for over a year, long time, then when I'm talking about the monthly chart, it will be of benefit to you. And if you are on a short time, like 6 months or so, then weekly chart will be of benefit to you. Now I'll be also be looking at the candlesticks one after the other. So let me start by getting the support and resistance, right? Remember, don't forget to click the like button if this analysis end up being of interest, right? You find something interesting and it helped you in your trading, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. But remember, this is no financial advice. So these are the obvious in your face kind of areas where price, I think I would rather have it here, where price really showed a reaction, a strong reaction between buyers and sellers. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Bitcoin Gorilla box strategy. Now if you don't know, I developed the Bitcoin Gorilla box strategy, and it's a very simple strategy based on price action, no much jargons. It's just once you draw the chart on probably a weekly chart, you can use it to trade any time frame, including 1 hour, 15 minutes. We have its own, just the box can be traded on any time frame, but the most superb of it is to make sure that you start the analysis on higher time frame. So this is why I'm starting the analysis on the weekly chart. So the first thing is, I have drawn the chart, so I am going to try to differentiate, change the colors so that you'll be able to know the difference between the support area and the resistance area. So here's our support, the weekly support. So the whales, the strong buyers, are on this range. Anytime price touches it, expect a good reaction. So and the resistance is here. Strong sellers are lying around this zone on the weekly, so anytime price touches it, expect a reaction. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and see what are the obviously things happening inside the box, because every box has something inside, and this particular box is not empty, so it has something inside. So I'm going to go ahead to bring in yet another box. So this one I'm drawing now is going to represent what is happening during the intraday, like the daily chart, right? So I'll be using it to make sense of what is happening on the daily chart. This particular chart I'm drawing, the second box now I'm drawing inside, so I'm going to try to find the support and resistance as well, just like I did like for the first box. All right, so there it is. Please be careful of scammers in the comment section. I keep reporting their comments, but these people, they don't give up. It's like they don't even sleep. They're just waiting for you to drop a video and they will start commenting all this. Please beware. I will never comment in the comment section for you to do anything. And all those people making you promises of 100 BTC, 10 BTC, 20 BTC, trading is not that easy, and it's not a get rich quick rich scene, right? This is nowhere you get quick. In fact, it takes a lot of work, study, research to get it right. And trust me, even for some of us who has been in this market for over 6 years, we understand that this market can be very tough. Especially, they can be a downside for a long time, right? So be very careful about promises, people making you empty promises. It takes a lot of work. And I do not give signals, right? I only have a family where you can join me and trade live with me. So I don't just train you, you get to trade daily with me and get to practice what I teach you, because you get to see me in action and you trade with me for a lifetime. That's how I do my own. So I don't just this Bitcoin Gorilla strategy is there to help us make sense of the market. Now what I just drew now, don't mind the last ones I drew. I was just trying to see what are the possible trend line that can play out, but we're going to use that maybe when we're dealing with the daily chart, because we have less data on this chart. It's just from March till now. So this is the weekly chart, and I've gotten the entire drawing, so that's the most important thing. So now I'm going to go to monthly chart. Now our analysis on the monthly chart is going to be based on simple price action candlesticks. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off all the drawing, all the noise, and we're going to interpret just the candlesticks. If you don't know what candlesticks are, I'll tell you, it's one of the most important things you should know as a trader. This is not gambling, it's one of the most important things. Even the indicators you see that people talk about, EMA and the rest, they work with these candlesticks. The candlesticks has to close for these indicators to have something to work with. The candlestick will show you how many sellers and buyers came into the market, how many money entered the market, and how much money left the market. So understanding the candlesticks is good. Now there are different aspects of candlesticks. You have different types of chart. You have the halo chart, the bar chart, the line chart, and all of that. But me, I'm using candlesticks, and it's good for you to understand it, because if you understand this, you don't need to know all the candlesticks. You just need to know just few candlesticks, and they are very important. So as a price action trader, we're going to break down this chart now based on simple price candlesticks. So I'm going to start from the last time they were here before the pump started, right? So I can see a clear 3-bar reversal, and this 3-bar reversal is something that is bullish. There's a bullish 3-bar reversal, of which, yes, it led to the breaking of the all-time high, the previous all-time high they had, and that was around the price range of 0.58, right? And after they were able to make it above that point, they couldn't go far before a rejection was noted, right? A rejection around 0.696 range, right? Now this rejection to 0.7 range, this rejection is also yet another 3-bar reversal. So what does this tell you? It tells you that we just got a 3-bar reversal, and the next 3-bar reversal is another opposite of it. So there's sort of equilibrium between buyers and sellers. I don't know if you understand. Just it's like if I printed 3-bar on this side, and I go back and I printed 3-bar on this side, it's like a cancellation of the two. So there's an equilibrium. So this is leading us to a sideways market, right? So this sideways market, yet again, we are back to the same support range, right? The same area. And again, I can tell you we have 2-bar reversal, right? A clear bullish sign again. And here is the beautiful thing about this bullish sign that we're seeing here. It is a mother bar. This bar is covering the entire of this bar, right? So this is a mother bar, and this is an inside bar, and the inside bar currently has already been broken by this new month candle So we can see we made it above the inside bar. In fact, we got close to the mother bar before they got pulled back, and I think the reaction they got was as a result of the top of the mother bar, because what this inside bar represents is a sideways on the lower time frame. So when we're talking about 4 hours, when we're looking at 4 hours chart, we're going to see how this inside bar plays out, because I assure you it's going to end up looking something like this. That's what the inside bar is a sign of indecision, a sign of equilibrium between buyers and sellers. So obviously what this tells me is this first candle was quite very bearish, right? So the next following candle was a confirmation of the 3 bar reversal, because it's a follow through candle, a follow through bearish candle, and it has quite a body that I can call, yes, it's a real body, right? Because this is a good height for a body, right? But then the third candle started experiencing a longer wicks on both sides, right? So we have a longer wick and a longer wick. Now what does this tell me? It tells me that all of a sudden buyers started coming into the market, and there is a fight, there is a battle between buyers and sellers. So this wick at the top represent the sellers that came into the market, and this wick at the bottom represent the buyers that came into the market. So if you don't know how candlesticks open, for seller candle it opens at the top and closes at the bottom, right? So this candle opens at the top here and push all the way down, right? And after the push, these buyers returned and retaliated and pushed them all the way back up. And when they push them all the way back up, the sellers again returned. See the battle. The sellers again returned and pushed them all the way down and closed the candle right there. So the candle opened here and closed here, but there was a lot of dragging before the candle closed. So this tells me that from this candle, buyers are beginning to step in. The next candle, we had a bearish reaction, right? Now this bearish reaction is a funny one, because you would think that price will instantly dump more, right? But it's only confirming what happened in this candle. Because why? We have yet again longer wick, but yet this time around shorter wick at the top. So the wick at the bottom is showing a sign of pressure from the buyers, right? So we're beginning to see longer wick as the candles are beginning to stop. And then I'm not surprised when we now had this green candle and also an indecision candle. So this indecision now is becoming clearer. So from this candle we begin to see indecision, but by the time we got to the green candle, it is now as clear as a crystal. So this actually is a bullish reversal candle, 2 bullish reversal candle, but of course the strongest of them is 3 bars reversal followed by 2 bar, then probably 1 bar. If you're talking about 1 bar, you're talking about hammer on support, you're talking about inverted hammer on support, those are 1 bar, and then bullish harami and bullish engulfing, all those are 2 bars. So this is one of the 2 bars, and what we're seeing here is there's been a good attempt from the bulls, but we want this candle to close up above this mother candle. So they still have like 21 days to do that in April, based on what the monthly chart is saying. So if this is accomplished, then get rest assured that these bulls aren't going to give up until they find their way to 0.56 at least. Now this we're going to find further. This is just an overview, an eagle eyes view that I'm giving you monthly, just a focus, but I'm not looking at any drawing yet. So we're going to now look at weekly chart and then daily chart, and the goal is that they confirm whatever we are seeing on the monthly, because remember, the monthly is where the whales are, the bigger ones who go in with big money, because they are investing, right? So they are hoping to reap something. They believe in the coin. Most holders don't just buy for 6 months, 3 months. No, holders buy for more than 1 year, and these are the people we want to ride with, because when they buy, they can keep buying even when price is dumping, right? So when price gets to where they bought, it becomes a threat to them. So example is, this is where they bought, and when price got closer to it, it's become a threat to them, so they reacted, right? So that is they initiated some buy power some adding to their position, some new buyers coming in. A lot of things could be the reason why we are seeing a reversal. So I don't want to give you a particular one reason. So I'm going to go back and bring back our chart. So now this chart is going to get more interesting, because now we're going to talk about the Bitcoin Gorilla box, and I'm going to use it to make sense of everything that I'm seeing on this chart. Remember, if you end up liking the strategy, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It's a way of showing me that you appreciate it and you want me to do more analysis on COTI, right? If you're on the coin. And don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post. So the box strategy first, okay, I think let's try to change the color to help us not confuse ourselves, to not confuse me. So what color should do us now? I think this color is good, so that this will now be all right. So the chart here that we're seeing here, so first I have the bigger box. I have two boxes here. The big box, this is the support area, this entire range is the support, and this entire range is the resistance. So what it means that I have a lot of sellers. Whenever prices within this range, I expect more people to start buying and more demand entering in the market. And then when it gets to this point, I expect sellers to come in and try to get the market to go down lower. So on more people trying to take profit, right? So that's just a brief view of the first box. Now a brief view of the second box is just the same thing. Is the height is from this point to this point. So this is the box inside the box. So you have to first to get to the bottom of the top box, you must pass through the second box. To get to the top of the second box, you must pass through the second box. So the second box is like the middleman, right? You have to get through him before you get to the boss, right? Something like that. So this is the resistance of that range, of that box, and this is the support. So you're going to find huge top buyers hanging around this point and huge top sellers hanging around this point. So beautiful. Now we have an overview. Beautiful. And this so this line, I need to see where is the best point to leave this line. Where do they have? Okay, I think here's the best. That's the best. So here's the thing. According to the weekly chart, price made it to the bottom of the chart, and from the weekly box, the box always prophesies of something, that as long as price touch the bottom, it will get to the top. So our goal is that leaving this support of 0.17 range, we are going to head to 0.6 range minimum, and likely minimum, at least minimum, right? The first time, because the first time we hit it, we're going to react. But here's the thing, like I said, before you can get to the top of the box, when you are inside the box, you have to get through this guy. And trust me, it's no day job to get through this guy. So it's not just going to be a run, like a straight run. No, it's not going to be a straight run. It's going to be a walk for the bulls. But the thing is this, at the back of your mind is that they are going to make it. So you can see first, why is this? Why is that? Well, the boss says, especially the inside of the boss contain is like the Pandora's box. It contains so many things that price has to face. So whether they are going up or they are coming down, they will have to pass these challenges, and each of these points could cause their reversal. A good example is, you can see the movement was never pure when they were moving, right? So the face, and here's one thing, did you notice from here is a sideways market? They were fine when they got here, right? Exactly, they were fine when they were moving here, but once they got inside, there is a sideways market, right? Again, they were fine when they were coming, but once they got here again, there's a sideways. A sideways is something like this, a sort of like equilibrium, a sort like a drag between buyers and sellers. So that's the Pandora's box that the inner box contain, and knowing this will help you not get anxiety or FOMO when these things are happening. So let me explain. This video is something you can always rewatch, because like I said, I put it in something that will play out from April all the way to June. So my analysis are multi-time frame, so they take time to play. So they will just play out. Just watch them and watch as they play out. So the first attempt they are going to make is where they have gotten now. They have gotten a reaction, right? And this reaction is going to get them pull back. Now, on a one entry, they have made it to the tip of a broken support. So why? Before it was a broken support because they got below it. So for them to come above it, it's now a push for them to come above it, and that is why they get stopped. So they're going to pull back. They're going to experience a little pullback, which they are already doing. How? Why do I say that? Because of this. You can see this. This is weekly chart. So by the time we go to daily and 4 hours, it's going to be more obvious to see this pullback. So they are already experiencing the pullback, because here there's a mini resistance, right? A mini resistance. So that is exactly where they got around 0.33, 0.34, 35. There's a mini resistance in that range, and that is exactly what is pushing them down. They are already reacting. So what they need to do is convert. As they are reacting, they need to convert this range to a new support. They must not drop below 0.22. So right now they are trading at 0.29, right? Which means they have had that pullback from 0.33. They are at 0.294. So they should not. I'm not saying they cannot, because anything is possible. I don't want to use that language, because I know anything is possible in this market, right? Especially with the fact that we have volatility in the crypto market. So the chances are high they need to turn this entire point into support. So if you bought COTI here, around my analysis, during the my analysis, if you bought COTI here, if you watch my last video on COTI, if you bought it here, it's still a good hold. It's still a good hold because it still have strong potentials. So now I'm going to try to bring the trend line and see if I can connect something like a buyer's line, a seller's line, a broken buyer's line, or a broken seller's line. Let's make sense of it. So you can see there's no coincidence. They are maintaining the buyer's line, and this is no also coincidence that the buyer's line has 2 touches. Remember, I need a minimum of 2 touch to make it tradable. So the second touch is now a confirmation that this is a buyer's line. And here's the thing, it is at the tip of my box. One is at the bottom of my box, one is at the tip of my box. So if they return, let them not go worse than this. You can see also they shouldn't go below the trend line, right? So I don't say they are going to go this deep, because why? As long as they are within this range, capital is going to keep entering this market, because buyers are going to come in. You can see there is always these long wicks. It's those wicks that are causing it. This wick shows a sign that these are areas where buyers lie, right? So that's why I put it as a wick. So buyers are lying in this range. So they will want this price, no matter how the pullback is on the weekly. They shouldn't go further. So now, if this candle, let's say something just happened and it closed as a shooting star, right? You know shooting star, what it is. And this candle closed as a shooting star, right? If this candle closes as a shooting star, let's say the next candle opens as a bearish candle, confirming a 3-bar reversal. And if we have that 3-bar reversal, then let them not push below this 0.22 range, right? No, in fact, at worst, let's say 0.2. Let's give them 0.2, right? Let them not push below 0.2. Even if they let's just let them not cross this trend line. This trend line, let them not cross this. And the trend line is in around 0.2 still. Why my box says 0.218, right? So they shouldn't cross that range. They shouldn't go below that range, so that the bulls can make it this time around to what? To attempt the 0.39. This 0.39 is a very important line, so I'm going to try to change the color of the line because that is my control line. Let's give it blue, sky blue. Yeah, so that is my control line. This is my control line, 0.394 to 0.394 to 0. Let's say 0.4 range is my control line range, right? So I am expecting price to react within this range. Now when price gets to it, that's if they move down. So let's say they get pushed down from where they are, they could move to that point, and when they get to it, they're going to get a reaction, and this reaction will come this time around. They are not going to go inside the box, they're going to try to sit on the box, right? They will try to sit on top of the box so that it will enable them to attempt the top again, right? Now here's the thing I say, that's the first scenario that they could take. The second scenario they could take is that, let's say this candle end up closing bullish, right? So remember, everything lies on this candle, how this candle, this next one day, because this is just one day. I'm making this video on a Saturday night, so by this candle is closing on a Sunday night, so 1 day left to the closing of this candle, and it's going to make all the difference you will think about to the entire chart of COTI. So here's what I say: if the candle closes bullish, it will be good, right? Let's say the candle closed around here. The only thing I see, the next candle is still going to force a little pullback to come and retest the tip of this. So if the next candle opens, let's say they open at the top here bullish, and the next candle go up a little. Why is it going to go up a little? Let's say the whales are planning to clear sellers who sold this point. So for them to clear the sellers, currently is at looking like a double top, but for them to clear the sellers, they need to go a little above it. So the next week candle could go a little above it just to get to probably 0.35 and or 34 before pulling all the way back down. But if the bulls are still in control, then that candle shouldn't go below what? Below 0.28, because if it does go below 0.28, is welcome back home, is welcoming them into the support range, and that is going to cause a sideways market yet again. So a sideways market will be experienced before they attempt. But the good news is the storyline is we are still going up. That's what the bulls are saying. So the end of the storyline is the market is still bullish. So remember, I talked about a sideways market caused by the inside bar on the monthly chart. Well, that is what this is, right? So for them, remember I told you the new candle that just opened tried to break the baby bar, right? The baby bar is the cause of this. So this is the top of the baby bar, and this is the top of the mother bar. So here's what will happen. The goal of this bulls is to come all the way to the top of the mother bar. And what does that say? Remember, if we leave the bottom of the box, we are heading to the top of the box, right? That is how the box targets works, right? So if they are already at the bottom of the box, so they need just to confirm that is a stronger support, which I think it is already. So if they confirm that bottom, they are heading their way to the top of the box, minimum of 0.4 to 0.42 minimum. They could even get to 0.5 or 48, right? So their goal is to get above this point, which happens to be the tip of our box. Now that's what I'm seeing on the weekly, right? Now I want to see what I'm seeing in this chart is there's a possibility that we have a channel. Now a channel says that two parties are in agreement of the movement. Both the buyers and sellers are agreeing to trade side by each other. So they both come in at their own time and leave. Here's what I'm trying to say. The sellers come in, push the buyers and get to the support of the channel and leave, right? And the buyers come in, agree again, push themselves to the top of the channel and leave. So the sellers come in, agreeing the same thing. So there's a point of agreement, which tells me they at some point are going to look for this point. But here's the thing. they will do it, but my box also says they will do it, but it's not going to go on a one run. This is what my box is forecasting, right? So this is what the channel is forecasting. We can move like this and then return again, right? That's what the channel is forecasting. But this is what my box is forecasting. My box says that this is the first touch, this is the second touch, so we're going to head for the third touch, and they're going to push down, right? When they push down, they're going to go again. This time around they will head up here, then they will return before they now make it the way away to the top here. That is how my box projects it. And when they get here, they will come back for a retest again. That's how my box is projecting it on the weekly, right? So let's try to look at daily chart. Let's see what daily chart says about this. It's getting interesting, aren't it? Yeah. This box makes it very easy to trade any time frame. Remember, I drew this chart on the weekly chart, and this is what it looks like on daily, and we will still take a little time to look at it on the weekly. So what I'm going to do here is try to use the trend line. I'll first explain the box, and I want to bring the trend line, the seller's trend line this time around, because it looks like the chart can do us a good move if we consider the sellers at this point. So here's what I'm saying right here. So on this seller's line, I need a minimum of 2 touch, which is 1, 2, and 3. Now this is a fake out. They had a fake out right there, right? So that is a fake out. That is why it's standing out there. So there is initiative selling. You can see the result was parallel selling down, and you can see that's always the result of a fake out. Fake out always work like that. They make a fake out at the top, they make a fake out at the down, because even if I connect the seller's line, the buyer's line itself, you can see they experience their own fake out with that candlestick, right? So you can see, just like the sellers, the buyer's line, we also had a fake out around here, just like we had a fake out around here, right? So there's something happening that is quite very interesting, and that is right here. Something that looks like what we had here. So the question now remains, is it a fake out or is it a real breakout? And this is the question we're going to answer. So let's take the trend lines away. Let's take the trend lines away. Let's take the trend lines away. Okay. So let's zoom in. So let's explain this chart according to the box, right? So according to this box, we're going to have a pullback. So I need to zoom in, so you're going to see what I'm doing. So what I just did now is the box. So I remember what I told you. I told you they need to pull back, and their pullback target should be here. That's what I said. They need to pull back to the bottom of the box. Why? Because there was a sideways. Remember the sideways I talked about? I remember I said something about when we were on monthly chart that the inside bar is caused by a sideways market on a lower time frame, on probably on daily chart on 4 hours. Did you see the sideways market? It lasted from February all the way to March. Now that's like a month of sideways market, price repeating the same range. Is a sign of accumulation, is a sign that money was entering the market, because you can see the reaction is that the bulls changed direction, giving us a new market structure of higher high, right, and higher lows, right? So we have these higher highs and higher lows. But here's the thing, I always know of retest and there's a missing retest. What is the missing retest? Because I can say that this point and this point actually stop them. You can see also at the point at this range. So somewhere around this range there is a retest that is awaiting them. So chances are high already. You see the sideways they are forming right now. You see they are already forming a sideways. This is going to cause a breakdown. some sort of. So what they're doing now is the bulls are trying their best to see if they can convert the tip of this point into a support. But again, what you must understand is that the tip here serves like a resistance once you are inside the box. Once you are inside the support area, so it's like a down loop. Once you are inside the down loop, it will take you to tear the top to come out again, right? So once you get into the support area, to go above it will require a fight, right? And I will tell you this, these bulls are going to somehow get pushed down. Because why? You can see the candles that is happening. You can see this is a bearish engulfing. So let me zoom in so you're going to see the candles. I like analyzing with the candles. I make sense of the candles. I just combine the support and resistance and make sense of everything that is happening. Plus, I don't just overlook anything. And this is a 2-bar reversal, bearish engulfing, right? This is yet another 2-bar reversal. This is a 3-bar reversal. So 3 hits from sellers is 3 good warnings. Before now, the pullback, the push from sellers were just like one candle in between, but now they are having multiple push down from these sellers. Though yet they have not fallen, but there's chances are high now that they are going to get to this point, the bottom of my support, and there's no resistance. There is no coincidence that. Did you see me connecting the buyer's line? So let me zoom in. So this is where we say they are coming. Let's put it here. Yeah, they're coming there. They're coming. What's the price range? I say 0.2 range. At was 0.22. At was 0.2 range to 2 range. That range. They are going to somehow get there. It's something that you will be patient for. You just come and rewatch the video when it's happening, right? So they are going to somehow get there. This will give them the required capital to accumulate, because remember, this entire point, as long as they are within this range, capital is entering the market. So even though they are falling, they are seeking for more force from more buyers. That's why they are going lower, to seek so that they can turn this entire environment into a support, so that by the time they return yet above it, it will now become the tip now, which is trying to stop them, is now going to catch them when they are returning, right? So with that being said, I do see a pullback coming at some point soon. They will break this. Don't worry. They will break it down. Just be patient. It will go into. But once they get to this point, expect them to get a reaction. So at worst case scenario, they will end up at this point, right? Why? This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So this was inside. This is at the tip. This is at the bottom of the next point, right? So I'm talking about my box, right? So 3 points, 3 touches. So I do expect them to come down to this point and then take the dive. So in the good story I'm trying to tell you, it won't take as much longer as you think. But let me not lie to you. When they do return, you see something they did here. You see that kind of move is going to happen here. And actually, this is what a lot of people lose patience and call coins shitcoin. It's not like these tokens are shitcoin. It's not. I'm not saying there are no shitcoin out there. There are a lot of shitcoin out there. That's why it's good to do your analysis, do your research, and get to know more about the services a coin offer. Unless you're going for a memo coin, that's quite different. You're doing it for the fun of it, right? Not for the usage of the coin. So it's good for you to know the usage of the coin. Do a little research before you invest in the coin. But if you're trading, of course, sometimes most of us don't have the time to always do the research on every coin before we enter. The only good thing is we get a trading strategy, and our trading strategy that you have on your site, use it and make sure you do research. If you're buying the coin for a long term, the research is very important, so that you don't just buy any coin that people are not interested in and the coin will not move, right? So people need to be interested in the coin for capitals to come into the market to make them move up. So when they get here, capital needs to come into the market, and it's going to lead to a sideways market. So whenever you see a sideways market, there is a drag and equilibrium between buyers and sellers, which will lead them to move up to touch this 0.38 to 0.4 range, like I said. So that is daily chart. So now I am going to try to look deeper into this entire chart. So I'm going to take it all the way to 4 hours, right? Remember, if you are enjoying this analysis, don't forget to subscribe and share the video, and as well give me a thumbs up if the analysis is something you like. Remember, I am building a family of traders who trade with me, and when you come into the family, you're going to get 6 weeks intensive training, and after that you're going to be trading with me live. The reason why we give you this training is because we have trading laws that we trade with, and again, remember, features, you need to know what you're doing. We want you to be independent. Even though daily you're trading with pros, you're going to be independent so that you can trade on your own. The goal is to train you to become independent, and I'll be a mentor with you because you get to trade with me daily. You get to ask me questions, you get to just deal with me daily. And this Bitcoin Gorilla box, as I'm growing and developing, because every day something new is I'm noticing something new. Remember, crypto is still a baby. This strategy is growing as crypto is growing. I'm getting better in understanding a lot of things and understanding how I can help others grow better as I grow myself. So what I do is I don't just teach students. This student trade with me. So if I'm entering a token, I tell you I'm entering a token, I share my entry with you, and you take the trade with me. But hey, I do not give signals. So remember, you are responsible for your own self. So when you come, I share my trade with you. The thing is, I trade the days the market are tradable. It's not every day that this market is tradable. Is knowing how to filter the good entries from the bad entries and being more patient. Remember, trading is 80% waiting. It means you're going to see a lot of times where price is going to exhibit things like this, and you're going to lose a lot of money trying to trade a sideways market. It's the honest truth. It's good to avoid it and try to find a way to buy it or the breakout. Or better still, if you don't know what to do and you want to trade with pros daily, you learn by actually trading one-on-one with us. Because if I'm in a position, you get to also see how I manage that position, why I'm leaving that trade, why I'm entering the trade, and it's a live analysis on the go. Like, we analyze charts on the go. It's not just me. There are a lot of pros in the house, and it's a lifetime access. So you get to be with us for a lifetime and grow with us. That's why we're called Makaveli traders. If you are interested, I only take members 3 times a year, right? Access is opening again. It's currently closed, but it's opening next month by May 3rd. So if you are interested, you want to visit the website to learn more about Bitcoin Gorilla and Makaveli traders. And if you're interested in having a mentor who will stand by you, this is not a place whereby we just give entries and this one will call that. No, it's not done like that. We analyze the market together with an in-depth view. Here, I'm giving, there we share entries for hours, and we share the entries and we tell you what we are trading. If the market is not tradable, we also tell you. So back to our analysis. Like I said, if you're interested in joining Makaveli traders, it's limited access. Just make sure that you check the link I'll leave under this video. So we see that there is a breakout, like we said, but then to confirm the breakout, they need to come and retest it, the line, and sit here. This will enable them to take up and make yet another move, which again on 4 hours. So the main resistance on 4 hours is this range that I'm seeing, right? You can see in the past, they say history is a strong thing. So somehow, we're going to get something like this. Something like that. Right? We're going to get something like that. So when we get something like that, they could come back. Right? And when they come back, this could bring them all the way down to this point yet again. But before then, I would have come and I would have updated you, because I do see them, either they get stopped here or they get stopped here. So chances are high that they will get to this point. Why did I say chances are high they get to that point? Now all this range is a range. This is what I told you, the inside bar cost on the daily chart is the reason why they keep coming back and forth to this range. Now this is money entering this market, and the fact that we had a breakout is a confirmation of that money entering the market. So if the breakout was fake, which means if this was a double top, then these guys will dive and return to this point. And we don't want to see that playing out. No, we don't want to see that playing out. So they have to hold this point. So worst case scenario, if I see COTI going anything below 0.18, I am out. I am not even going to entertain it. It's run. Just run. It's not worth it. Because why? You're going to find it going to 0.08. But that, seriously, this is very, very low. Chances are quite very low. 35% right now. So COTI, chances are high. We're going to see more upside right now. And like I said, they could make it to this 0.6 before they get that push down, depending. But before then, I think I would have come to update you based on the candles that will form in the next probably in April. I will definitely come and update you what will play out. But this is what I see April, May, June holding up. I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.